Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog Podcast. This time, talking about the Diary of River Song Series 1. Now, it bears more in resemblance to, say, the Doom Coalition or Dark Eyes as a box set, being 4 stories, one kind of arc stretching across the 4 individual stories to be fair, and all presented in a very nice slipcase. The slipcase has, on the cover, Paul McGann, and of course, River Song, and 2 other blokes. On closer examination, you notice that one of the blokes is dressed in a kind of a doctory kind of a way, and he's played by Sam West, and much more of that later. So, if you belong to Big Finish's stable, and you belong to their fandom, you'll know about Bernice Summerfield. Bernice Summerfield is Big Finish's archaeologist who travels with the Doctor. That's kind of it. Now, in the future it has been hinted at, or rather denied, or hinted at and denied by Nick Briggs, that there might at some point be a crossover story between the two. 2 archaeologists who know the Doctor. So the problem is, once you've both got them on audio, is how do you tell the difference? Yes, their voices are different. Lisa Bowerman's fantastic. Alex Kingston, of course, very, very good. But you've basically got 2 archaeologists who know the Doctor who time travel. Can you see my problems? So this box set's got a lot of uphill work to do for me in order to drag me away from the beloved Bernice. Does it manage it? You know what? For a first series, for a first go, yes. Now there'll possibly be the odd hints at the odd spoiler in the next few minutes. So to sum up, an exceptionally good box set, a very good start, and a welcome start to that whole crossover world between old and new Who. Yeah, she works well, and yes, she gets to kind of meet the 8th Doctor. He's on the box after all, hardly a spoiler. But River messing with the Doctors she's not meant to mess with, well, how many times can you play that trick? I just don't know. Yes, there is the possibility that you'll have Dr. Ten and Donna bumping into, well, River again, so that's okay. So we could do that at a push. We haven't got access to any Smith audio, and Capaldi, I don't know. The War Doctor, God only knows what's going to happen on that one. And let's face it, she is meant to make an appearance in the Time War number 2. Whatever the War Doctor set is. Did anyone happen to notice what I did with my review of the War Doctor? Nobody emailed and told me. I didn't number it. I will be giving them Roman numerals because they don't belong in the numbering order. That's the only way I can legitimately not call him the 9th Doctor. You okay with that? Thought you might be. So what do you get? Well, you get a box set. CD price, £20. Download price, £20. These are definitely up for promotion at the moment. And of course, this came out on Boxing Day. Well, 1 minute past Christmas Day. Basically, you saw River's last TV story for now, and then this became available, possibly to cushion the blow. It's like, I don't know, David Bowie releasing some singles in a new album about a week before he dies. Yeah, let's leave that one there, shall we? Because that's real life. Meanwhile, back in the land of fiction, where everything's nice and dandy and fluffy and we're all lovely with each other, we've got a 4-story set. The Boundless Sea by Jenny T. Colgan. Jenny T. Colgan is managing to elbow her way into Doctor Who fandom and our hearts with ridiculous speed. Like most overnight successes, she's been banging on our door for a long time. Let's face it, Dark Horizons is about 1.5 inches thick, and if that's on your shelves, you already know how good she is. But then you've probably got Time Trips as well. Again, 2 hardback books looming at you from the shelves. You know for a fact that she's produced, well, written a 10th Doctor and Donna story. They're coming our way. She's been hanging around fandom in a ridiculously nice way for a long time. But this is the woman who's got Lifetime Achievement Awards already for her work in other genres. And of course, we didn't spot her. We were looking the other way. We only focus on the man in the blue box and everything around it. We don't notice the rest of Real World. But the Real World really does have a lot to offer us. No, honestly, it does. Jenny produced The Boundless Sea. This is the introductory story. So you've got Professor River Song, so you know where she is in the time stream. It's pre-library, but post lots of other stories. Here's the synopsis for the first one. River Song has had more than enough excitement for a while. Deciding the universe and her husband can look after themselves, she has immersed herself in early 20th century academia, absorbed in writing archaeological theses. But when a mysterious tomb is found in a dry, distant land, excitement comes looking for River. Can Professor Song stop any more members of the expedition from dying? What deadly secrets lie buried in the crypt? And will British Consul Bertie Potts prove to be a help or a hindrance? Yes, it sows the seeds nicely. It sows them so well that you don't realise they're being sowed. Yes, the minute anyone sets foot in Africa or Egypt or anywhere near a pyramid, your Sutek-style alarm bells go off, but let's those stand down. Perfectly well written, and this is her first audio that's been brought to us. Part of a box set, yes, because if you don't enjoy this or one of the others, you know you're going to get through all four because you've bought them. And by the time you reach the end of all four, you know you're enjoying it. Some people have said that the first few stories are a little lacklustre. I can't quite see that myself or hear it. I enjoyed them perfectly well. Story number 2, I Went to a Marvellous Party, which I believe is a Noel Coward song. I'm sure I have it somewhere. By Justin Richards. Again, the synopsis. River Song always enjoys a good party, even when she's not entirely sure where or when the party is taking place. But the party she ends up at is one where not everything, or indeed anyone, is what they seem. Being River, it doesn't take her too long to go exploring, and it doesn't take her too long to get into trouble. The sort of trouble that involves manipulating other civilizations, exploitation, and of course, murder. River is confident she can find the killer, but can she identify them before anyone else, or quite possibly everyone else, gets killed? Yes, it's a posh murder mystery, Midsummer Murders, Murder on the Orient Express style tale, but told with River. And we're beginning to see the flashes of what makes River's character different from all of the others. Yes, she's an ex-psychopath, ex-sociopath, ridiculously clever, and of course capable of seeing things on a level. And because this is the Diary of River Song, you get to have the former companion play the part of the Doctor, which is what happens in these things. See Charlotte Pollard box set. But of course, with River, you've got something different. You've got someone who is, well, almost as clever as Romana. Not quite, she's not actually a Time Lord, but this is the woman who can steal a TARDIS without the Doctor knowing. So yes, we have a hyper-intelligent person who has a sonic device. Yes, the trowel. Although she does call it a screwdriver at one point in the story. Perhaps that's an oversight. Perhaps that's just her trying to show off or channel her inner Doctor. I'm sure as Doctor Who fans we can let that one go. So, yes, she's here. She manages to perhaps solve a mystery. We like these sort of stories. Yes, with a limited cast it is kind of fairly obvious who the murderers might be, but you know what? We don't care. That's not what this story's about. The story's about something bigger. The bigger arc distracts us from the smaller storyline, and that's fine by me. Moving on to story 3, Signs by James Goss. Now, I must admit, hands on heart. Hand on hearts? Hand on heart. Yeah, let's go with that. This is my favourite of the set. Is it the acting? Perhaps. Is it the fact that it's a two-hander? One entire story that is a two-hander that is a basically fabulous Doctor Who story? Perhaps. Does it have someone in it who should indeed play the Doctor? Without question. Am I enthusing without giving too much away? Probably. Right. The synopsis. River Song is on the trail of a mysterious, planet-killing spore ships. Nobody knows where they came from. Nobody knows why they're here. All they do know is that wherever a spore ship appears, whole civilizations are reduced to mulch. But River has help. Her companion, a handsome, time-travelling stranger, someone with specialist knowledge of the oddities and dangers of the universe has to offer. For Mr. Song has a connection to River's future, and he would never want his wife to face those perils alone. Yes, as an audience member, you start thinking, I think I know what's going on. I just need to work it out. But if I put my brain in neutral and don't question too much, I'll just have a lovely ride. And that is the best way to approach this story. Yes, if you think about it too much, you can work it out in a second. But who cares? Just enjoy it. The fact that the stranger's spaceship is called the Sarah Jane is just lovely. And of course you can infer many things from that. So, that's my favourite. And the fact that Sam West plays Mr. Song for the entire two-hander of this is just beautiful to listen to. Velvet tones, questioning like a movie doctor. It just works perfectly. Which brings us up to part 4. The Rulers of the Universe by Matt Fitton. As shocking secrets are exposed, for a grand plan for the universe is revealed, River decides it's time she took control of events once and for all. Out in deep space, the clandestine society faces off with an ancient and powerful alien force, but for River, there's an added complication. The 8th Doctor has been caught in the middle, and she must make sure that her future husband can survive at his own destiny, with all of his own memories, not to mention his lives, intact. It's nicely done. I hate to use the word timey-wimey, because that's not quite what's going on. I really, genuinely liked this box set. I can't say the word adored, but I can say that it's well written, well put together, definitely well acted, and has some charming and startling moments. It's well worth a listen, and, to be honest, a brilliant start to what I hope will be a great long run. So perhaps, River can meet all of the other Doctors, and perhaps not. Wouldn't you like to see Alex Kingston and Tom Baker having a bit of fun? Or River and the 2nd Doctor? Now that would be glorious. But we'll get back to that one another time, won't we? So until then, and until next time, be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions. Doctor Who, The Diary of River Song.
River? Professor River Song?
And I assure you, Colonel, gender is a relatively unimportant construct when accompanied by one of these.
I say. In the engines! Are those escape shuttles?
For the lucky ones, party's over, I'm afraid.
We are the Samakuma.
Doctor, please! Don't antagonize them!
He is Time Lord. He is why we can be here.
What?
Override some of these drive systems. There! You brought the TARDIS!
I can't hear what you're saying! The signal is breaking up!
Then boost it, Doctor! Help is on its way!
Oh, good!
What are you doing?
Blowing you up!
What?
Phone on the ground!
You with a bow tie! Pipe down, sweetie! I'll get to you in a moment. And there you are, Mr. Colt. How many did I have left in the chamber?
No, River, come on, we can still go back to the ship.
And let everyone here die?
Or perhaps we can't save them. Some events in the universe are fixed points.
Fixed points? Not with me around. Now I'm up close and personal. How does it compare? Too much?
Big Finish. We love stories.
You've been listening to the Doctor Who Tin Dog Podcast. Available on RSS, iTunes, Audioboom, Tumblr, and wherever podcasts are found. Why not become a supporter of the show by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Doctor Who and its associated properties are copyright of the BBC and no infringement is intended. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.